Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Marina here, and as always I'm excited to welcome you to another video. If it's your first time here, welcome. You chose a fantastic video to start with on this channel, so please do well to hit the subscribe button because there's something for you to learn here that will keep you coming back over and over and over. To the returning subscribers, thank you as always for coming back to watch my videos. First, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you for your good wishes, for all your comments in my last video when I talked about finishing my program. One question that was very common in that video was, what program did you take? Was it a master's? Was it a PhD? How? Not a PhD, not a master's. And I told you guys that I was going to come give you guys the full gist about that program, why I had to take it, and why I was as excited as I was when I finally finished it. So that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. You're going to learn from this, so please stick around. There's so much information to share in this video, so you want to make sure you watch it all the way to the very end. Where did I start this story from? Okay, so backstory. I'm a HR professional. That's what my day job is, and my bachelor's degree is in microbiology. I'm originally from Nigeria, and it is not uncommon to have professionals who have education in an area that is completely different from the work experience that they have. I could get away with that in Nigeria, but as soon as I came to Canada, that became a problem. I had trouble finding a job when I first arrived because employers had a hard time understanding my education and the disparity with my experience. So I had to go back to school. I went back to school the first time in Canada to do an administrative diploma so I could get admin related jobs. Guys, I don't regret that move, but if I knew then what I know now, I would have gone straight to do a human resources diploma as against taking an admin diploma before I navigated my way into core human resources. It just made the journey a bit longer for me. So that's something for somebody to take note of. If you're in that position, do proper research, do appropriate research, and go straight to the programs that get you closer to the career path that you're trying to get into. Okay, so that was how my journey started. I navigated my way back into human resources. But the fact that I still didn't have human resources education was a bit of a limiting factor for me, right? I could have learned on the job, no doubt, but I became curious, like, okay, would I be better off getting HR education? And the answer was yes. So I started to take on a human resources business diploma with Saskatchewan Polytechnic. Now, the reason why I picked that program and that school is because the HR business diploma program with Saskatchewan Polytechnic qualifies for the NKE waiver. I feel like I'm saying so many things. Just work with me, okay, to make sense. The NKE is called the National Knowledge Exam. It's like the qualifying exam that anybody who wants to get the Chartered Professional in Human Resources designation has to pass, except you have a waiver. So except you have qualified for a waiver, you have taken a program that qualifies for the waiver, you are required to write that exam before you get the designation. I started that HR business diploma program because I wanted to get the waiver and not have to take the NKE. But I looked at the course content, and there are so many courses in that program that will not apply to me in my everyday work. And I decided that, you know what, instead of wasting this much time, because I was doing it through continuing education, not full time. So with the pace at which I was going, it would have taken me maybe like 4.5 years to complete that diploma. So I decided that instead of investing 4.5 years just because I don't want to write the NKE and I have to take all of these courses that I know I would never do anything with, I decided I was going to downgrade the diploma to a human resources management certificate, because that certificate covers the education component of what CPHR was looking for. So because my degree is not in human resources, January 1st, 2022, CPHR came up with a new rule that if you don't have HR education, you have to complete HR education in 9 foundational areas of human resources before you can even take the NKE. Well, it was not a big deal for me because I was already in that diploma program. But then I looked at the certificate program, and that certificate program covered the foundational area. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to do the certificate and then take the NKE instead of using 4.5 years to do these many courses that I will not be able to use all of them. To me, it didn't make sense. So that's why I did the Human Resources Management Certificate through Saskatchewan Polytechnic, and You guys, it is one of the most intense programs that I've taken in a long time. In total, I completed like 14 courses in a space of 2.5 years. I was doing two courses per semester with a full-time job, with running my family, with running this YouTube channel. And guys, when I tell you that program was intense, it was intense. The commitment, like you have to contribute to class discussions, you have to do quizzes. The program is set up, that particular program I took, the courses are set up such that if you're only going to wait to write midterm exam and final exams, you will not pass any class. They break it down into like quizzes, into class discussions. You are graded on how well you contribute to discussions, how well you contribute to other people's discussions. Guys, it's a lot of work. Overall, if I was doing that program full time, it would have taken me 1 year. But because I was doing it by myself, I had a space of, I think, 3 or 4 years to complete it, but I was able to do it in 2.5, thank goodness. It cost me about $10,000 to do that certificate program. So for those of you who are interested in doing similar programs, that's about what it will cost for like the cost of tuition, for books and admin fees and all of those things, was about $10,000. But thankfully, I've always worked in places where there's education assistance. So my previous employer supported that program up to 75%. So I paid the balance 25%, and it was easy for me to pay out of pocket. I didn't need to get any loans. I didn't need to apply for student loans. So I've completed that program completely debt free, you know. So that's something that I wanted to put out there. Like, that program is intense, and that's the reason why I wanted to make this video, to just give you guys a heads up for those of you who are interested in coming to Canada to study as international students, what you can expect, like the truth, the actual truth about studying in Canada, what a lot of people don't share. That's what I wanted to talk about today. I'm going to be making this video assuming that you have already secured admission. If you're looking for how to submit admission, your application, so that you stand out, I have a video that I did a couple of years ago. I'm going to link that on the screen and in the description box for you guys to check. Now, the first thing you want to consider after you have secured your admission is to make sure you are submitting a solid study permit application. A lot of people underrate that process because you think that because you have secured admission and even the admission came with full funding, that means that you can just go to the IRCC and they'll give you your study permit. It doesn't work that way, guys. The admission process and the study permit application are two independent processes, and you must be convincing in these two processes to be successful. The major reasons why we see people get refused on their study permit is a weak study plan. Like, you don't show a detailed study plan. Some people don't get rejected because they don't show sufficient proof of funds, and the third major reason is that you don't have sufficient proof of ties to your home countries. If you're not able to show all of these things adequately, chances are your study permit is not going to get approved. And guys, I understand that this process can be a bit daunting, like looking through resources just to see how do you make yourself stand out. And for some people, you need help, but you don't want to go to licensed immigration consultants because they can be quite expensive. That's a given. But then I stumbled on this resource recently that I believe would be helpful to you to help you submit a study permit application that stands out. InfoPlace Canada is a licensed immigration consultant, and they have put together a study permit application guide, detailed step-by-step process on how you can manage this application on your own. This resource is going to be very useful to you if you're applying for a study plan, a study permit afresh, or you're already in process, you're already submitting the process, the application yourself, but you have questions, or you have been rejected and you're looking to reapply. A lot of you send me emails to say, my study permit was rejected, I want to reapply, can you help me do this? I am not licensed to provide that advice, but InfoPlace Canada has now put together this resource that will make that process easier for you. I have gone through the course, and you guys, it has details. First of all, InfoPlace Canada is a licensed immigration consultant, so you are getting the information straight from a licensed consultant. Okay, it has information about how you can prove your a strong ties to your home country, show you what is required in a sufficient study plan, show you how you can prove your proof of funds, and then even if you're getting a sponsor, the letter of sponsorship. InfoPlace Canada has also included templates for the study plan and the letter of sponsorship for those of you who have sponsors. So all of these details you will find in this course that InfoPlace Canada has made available to you for a shocking sum of $75. I say shocking because I've gone through that content and it is worth way more than $75. With this $75, you can access the course for 6 months, and if you choose to pay in Naira, if you're a Nigerian student, you choose to pay in Naira, it is for 55,000 Naira, and you have that access for 6 months. You will not get this kind of information for this price anywhere else. You can quote me. And because I got you guys, if you use the discount code Marina10 while you're purchasing the study plan, you will be able to get an additional 10% discount off the cost of the program. I'll also include a link to the course in the description box, so if you click on that link, purchase the program and use the code Marina10, you can get a 10% discount off the cost of the study permit program. I just want to put it out here that the fact that you have purchased this course does not automatically make InfoPlace Canada your representative with the IRCC. No, this course is for you to manage the process on your own and submit a competitive study permit application. It doesn't get better than this. InfoPlace Canada has simplified this information in videos that will walk you through what you need to get that application going. Okay, guys, you want to act fast. This is study permit season, and in case you're not aware, at the time of making this video, federal public servants are embarking on a strike. There's a labor disruption that's going on in Canada right now, and this includes employees of the IRCC. So delays are expected. If you haven't put in that application, you want to act fast. Beyond just acting fast, you want to make sure that you're putting a competitive application forward so that you don't get denied. Okay, so don't just act fast and submit insufficient information. You will get denied, and that's only going to prolong your process even more. You know what they say, it's either you do it right or you do it twice. So that's the first thing. You want to make sure that you're submitting a study permit application that stands out. So now you have been approved. Hopefully you bought the course, you submitted the application, and now you have been approved. When you're coming to Canada to come and study, guys, there's a couple of things I want you to understand. Studying in Canada might be very different from how it is in your home country. I'm going to speak for myself. Like, studying in Nigeria is very different from studying in Canada. You will not be graded on your ability to repeat what you have been taught. You are going to be graded on your ability to apply it to real life, to everyday life. And then, of course, they will provide guidelines. They typically provide like a rubric to show you how you're going to be assessed. So that's what should guide how you do your work. The expectations are very different. The commitment to studying in Canada is very different, guys. So if you're the one who's coming here, you're looking for how to work, and you're coming with children, you're going to be distracted, you will struggle in the program. So you want to just make sure, as in prepare yourself to know that you are going to have to be committed to this program. They set up the course in ways that you will do quizzes, you will do discussions, and you're going to be graded on all of this individually, like I said. So the commitment is very different. So prepare yourself, prepare your mind to come here ready to commit to the requirements of your program, because it's going to be tough for you to come here as an international student and then you start failing. It will discourage you. So the commitments are different. Prepare yourself to come ready to commit to the program. You also want to make sure that you're making friends with people in your class. Create like study buddies, people who will help you study. And how do you identify these people? Sometimes it's just from class, from paying attention to who is contributing to class, who is making reasonable suggestions, who's making reasonable contributions. If you're doing the class virtually, on your discussion boards, like whose contributions to discussions do you resonate with? Identify those people and try to make friends with them. Buddy up, study with other people. Don't try to do this yourself, especially if it's something that's completely new to you. So buddy up, make sure you're making friends. For those of you who are coming here with kids who need that additional layer of support, look for classmates who also have kids as well. Chances are both of you are struggling with the same things. You can buddy up and be like a support system for one another. So on the days where one person needs to go to the store, you can watch their kids. On the days where you need to do a quick dash somewhere without the kids, somebody else can watch the kids for you. That's how people are surviving here, building those support systems. So if you want to come here and remain on your own, especially if you're coming here with kids, you are going to struggle. That's the truth. So start to invest in those support systems, make friends, make study buddies, just so that somebody can pull you up when you're falling behind. Okay, and then another thing you want to pay attention to is to leverage the resources that have been made available by the school. Not a lot of people do this, and I don't understand why, especially for international students. Most schools have like an international student center where they have like counselors that help with things like mental health counseling. Take advantage of them. Just go to your school's international student center and see what they even have available. Some of them have resources that they provide to help you find childcare, to help you find how to rent a property. The schools make those resources available because they understand as an international student, you don't have it figured out. There are things that are going to be new to you. For some people, they know that you're struggling with the weather. For some people, in Canada especially, so the school knows that that can take a toll. You being away from home, you having to deal with this harsh weather, and then having to deal with difficult commitments to your school program. Go and talk to a counselor and see what is available to you. If you're struggling in school, ask them what your options are, what tutoring services are available, what mental health counseling you're going to get if that's the reason why you're struggling. There are a lot of resources that have been made available to you. Take advantage of them. You can also stop to read what your school policies are as it regards everything. These schools have policies from things like attendance, like commitments, to academic honesty. There are policies that surround all of these things in most schools in Canada. You want to make sure you are reading and familiarizing yourself with your school's policies, because I didn't know or I'm not aware, it's not a good excuse. If you get into trouble, it is assumed you're familiar with those policies. So read the policies and know what guides every single step that you're trying to take. Okay, and that brings me to my next point. For those people who are looking to come here under the guise of I'm coming to study, and then when you get here you abscond from school and you want to go and work because really working is what the aim was, guys, that's a bad idea. Completely bad idea, because when you come into this country, there are records that show why you were admitted into the country and the school that your record is tied to. Now, these schools are mandated by the IRCC to submit periodic reports on the status of international students in their schools. So if you abscond from school, the school is mandated to report your status to the IRCC. So when you abscond or you defer your admission by yourself and not tell the school, because there are people who have done that, I don't understand. The IRCC is going to be notified. Every school has valid reasons. They have reasons they consider valid enough for you to defer your admission. So don't do it without talking to the school. The fact that you don't have where to put your children is not a valid reason for you to defer admission on your own. That's why you need to go and talk to the counselors in your school to see what resources are available to you. So make sure if you're going to defer, say for instance, you come in here pregnant and you're going to have a baby and you need to take time off in that initial period where you had the baby, talk to your school. Talk to your school. Don't abscond. Do not abscond. If the plan is for you to remain in Canada long term, you want to make sure that you're making the right choices from the get-go so that you don't affect your status down the line. So don't try to outsmart the system. You will not be able to outsmart the system. Whatever you're doing, just be careful and make sure you're doing things the right way. Overall, guys, try to find things that you can do for fun. While you're studying, that's where making friends comes in, so that from time to time you can just go out and explore your environment, explore where you are, explore the city where you're in school. Look for the things that people do for fun. Take a break sometimes and go out and do things for fun, just so you don't lose your mind, because if you focus only on studying and nothing else, you can go cuckoo. That's the truth. So while you're studying, incorporate things that make it fun, incorporate things that help you stay relaxed and just have fun in this new place that you're calling home. I just thought I could come share this information with you guys to paint a realistic picture of what you can expect when you're coming to study in Canada, because guys, it is not easy at all. As somebody who has done it more than once, I can tell you for free that studying in Canada is tough. Canada is a choice destination for a lot of international students because the standard of education is good, let's be fair, and studying in Canada provides a viable route to permanent residency and ultimately citizenship if that's what you're interested in. So it's always going to be a destination for international students, but you're going to be doing yourself a disservice if you come here with unrealistic expectations. So I just thought I could come share my experience with you guys and provide these tips to you guys to help you in your study journey in Canada. Don't forget to check out the description box to see how you can purchase the study permit guide from InfoPlace Canada to make your application solid and very competitive so that you don't get rejected. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. If you're in Canada and you have studied here, please leave other tips that I may not have talked about in the comment section for other people to learn. If you came here as an international student, what would you say the shockers were? What is different studying in Canada and studying in your home country if you had the opportunity to do both? Please leave that in the comment section so we can learn from you. you as well. Thank you again for watching this video, guys. If you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please hit the subscribe button so that we can continue to grow our family and I can continue to bring you useful and educative content such as this one. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys, and until I come your way in the next one, it's your girl Marina saying thank you and have an awesome day. Bye, guys.